Live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and gaming. We'll take your phone calls live, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID is esports extra. That's 377-678-9872. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. Larry Ridley here. SMI TV, little NBC Sports, little Madden, fellow NBA 2K League. 3-on-3. Cube and the crew, they're in trouble because this three right here, we still got some athleticism. We still pretty athletic.
Maybe y'all two. You and D.
Hey, I can get up the court one time, man, and maybe back on defense once. That's about it.
man. Hey, torn Achilles, man. I take my hat off to guys like KD and Kobe that sustain that injury and they're able to come back and get it in, man, because I can't.
Well, I mean, they're real athletes. You weren't a real athlete.
I was not. So. Well, actually, I was. Man, don't be bagging on my athleticism. I was athletic, family.
You want to see athleticism? See Larry late at the airport for a flight.
Oh, there we go. I won't say who he's running through the airport like. We
I was about to say
it
is a little like it is a little like the juice, man.
Yeah.
Endorsement, you know.
Orenthal James, you know what I mean?
Yes. Hey, Hurts, hit us up.
Hey, Twitter world.
No, absolutely. We got A Willie here down there on the DFW. Once again, undisclosed location, man. Why you hiding? The election's over, dog. You can come outside.
Man, I don't know, man, because until we get some clarity on this impeachment stuff, man, I think I got to stay safe.
I hear you. And of course, we got D-Dubs, Doran Worrell. Kids call him Dagwood. He is hanging out there in Carnoustie, Iverson's sister, right?
Carnoustie. And I don't live in Bedford-Stuyvesant.
Carnoustie, Brooklyn. That's a hood in Brooklyn, right?
No. Canarsie.
Man, you got Williamsburg. I know Carnoustie. I know the hoods in Brooklyn. BK.
No,
that's not right.
No, okay, that's not right.
All right. All right, guys. We got like 47 minutes. We're gonna try to get out here on time, guys. Get out here at 8. We're talking NBA. We'll get into last night's game. It was a really good game. Had some interesting moments in it as well. Sixers and the Lakers. Well, you give us a regular season game. Yeah, it's one game. One game. You're 14-5, and y'all play tonight. We'll talk Chad Wheeler. That's I don't want to say in the wheelhouse of Doran Worrell, but that is his team. Not his wheelhouse, like he's been through it before.
No. There's been a lot of labeling on social media, so hey.
Absolutely. So we'll definitely get into that. Also, we'll get into the Texans' new head football coach came from the Baltimore Ravens. We'll talk about David Culley, good hire. Only the third African-American coach in the National Football League. And then, of course, we'll talk Eli Manning back in the news. I don't want to say wants to get back with the Giants. He wants to rejoin the Giants. We'll tell you where he's going to go. And then, of course, all over the news today, it's mainstream. We're talking GameStop. Reminiscent of the 90s going into the 2000s with Blockbuster. Just sort of, that brick and mortar place doesn't, sort of structure doesn't work anymore. But GameStop, man, some volatility throughout the stock market. We'll get into that here coming up. But we'll start, and then, of course, Compete Forever on Black News Channel this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern on Black News Channel, episode 35, season 54. AFC wildcard of the Madden League should be great this weekend. We got Jay Alford, Giants Super Bowl winning defensive lineman, had a sack in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady, Super Bowl 42 out there in Glendale, Arizona. So we'll definitely talk about that. All right, let's get started here. Talking NBA, Sixers and Lakers last night. Sixers got the win. Tobias Harris hit the game-winning shot, about 2 seconds left, put them up by 1, and they ended up winning by that score by 1 point there. Had a great game. Hit the shot over, I believe, your boy Russo, right? If I'm not mistaken. LeBron was coming. If it was about another second or two, LeBron was definitely coming. Speaking of LeBron, the flagrant foul, just a flagrant one on Joel Embiid, kind of pushed him with 2 hands as he was going up for a dunk underneath there. Stayed in the game. Embiid thought he should have been ejected with a flagrant 2. And then, of course, Embiid got a flagrant 1 down on the other end not too long after that against AD. He thought it wasn't, very fair. Your thoughts here, guys, last night on the game. We can call it an NBA Finals preview, if you will. The best, actually, technically it is right now. I know it's only January, Derwin, so calm your jets. But the best team in the East played the best team in the West last night, and the Sixers got the better of them. Can the Sixers get to the finals, and could they cause some problems for LA? We'll start with the Faker fan.
You
Hey,
talking
Willie.
about D?
Oh no,
Hey,
no,
Willie.
he ain't talking about me. You know who you talking about.
The Faker fan. Hey, Willie.
um, you know, it was interesting watching this game last night, and I do think I think Philly would be. I think this would be a good matchup right now. Now, if LeBron does something where the Lakers could go get Bradley Beal, now it's a different story, right? But I think it'll be a good matchup. Of course, the Sixers are one of the few teams in the league that the Lakers can't just say, okay, our big man is just head and shoulders above your big man. So I think from that standpoint, I think that would be a good matchup. And then the other thing that the Sixers can do as well is when the Lakers go to their lineup, when AD goes to the five, AD is going to have to guard Joel Embiid. So I think that's something that the Sixers can exploit. So yeah, I think it'd be a good series if both of these teams play and if they both go as presently constituted.
Sure. Who would you like in that series? I know it's early. It's
Come
just
on,
January.
man.
I put it on the tee. You can hit it out of the park if you want to.
Come on, man. I can't go against LeBron. I can't
Yeah.
go against LeBron.
Mhm.
Because Ben Simmons played great last night, and that's when we had these conversations about they should break up the Sixers. That's the Ben Simmons that I expect. You know, but at the same time, if they were to play a 7-game series, do I expect 17, 11, and 10 every for 7 games if it goes that far? I don't think you can pencil them in for that. That's incredible. But nonetheless, that's the guy that I expected. But I think it'll be a great series. But it's hard for me to go against LeBron. But I'll say this really quick: the thing that really affected the Lakers yesterday, this game, 1-point game, played out evenly in the statistics. The Lakers front line on the bench guys on the front line, those 3 guys, Markieff Morris, Kyle Kuzma,
Mhm.
and my man Thuggin in his Reeboks, right? Montrezl Harrell,
Trez.
those
Yep.
guys combined, those 3 guys combined were, I think it was like 7 or 8 points, 7 or 8 rebounds. You can't, the Lakers, if they're going to win it, they can't have that type of contribution from their guys on the front line off the bench, especially Montrezl Harrell.
Mhm. No, he's
Yeah,
their energy guy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
right,
D-Dubs,
right.
your thoughts last night on the game? A great game winner about Tobias Harris, of course, from the New York City area. Your thoughts on the LeBron James flagrant one and Embiid's response to that, which he's certainly right.
He pushed him with 2 hands. I
Yeah.
mean,
D is LeBron.
so what? You should have moved. Like Bismarck, he said, you should have moved. Get out of the way. You don't push the guy with 2 hands, and then when he hit the
That's
ground,
dangerous. It's
he didn't
dangerous.
even
It
he
is
didn't even he
dangerous.
just like walked
I'm
away
kidding.
from him. He just walked away.
Yeah,
He didn't even check to see if the guy was okay. I saw another teammate for the Lakers at least walk over there to see if he was all
yeah,
right. LeBron just walked away and left him there. You know,
yeah,
I wouldn't have been mad if they would have thrown him out of the game. There was no need for him to
yeah,
do that. And as for the game itself, the Sixers led throughout this entire game. I think the Lakers grabbed the lead late.
They did.
I mean, but the Sixers pretty much controlled and led the entire way. Give the Lakers credit for closing the deal, closing it up towards the end. But Sixers, if anything, you would think build some confidence off of this game. The way their guys are playing. And once again, Doc Rivers, new coach there, he has these guys playing, and now they just beat the defending champs. I mean, that the sky's the limit for this team.
Sure. Lakers should be careful. They've got, I believe, the Pistons tonight. Pistons have been look. Their record is not very good. I believe they're like 4-14 or whatever, 4-15. But I think they've beaten Boston. They've beaten Philly. Like 3 or 4 of their, 2 or 3 of their 4 wins have been against like really good teams this year. So we'll see. I mean, look, the Lakers should win this game tonight. But I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Maybe this is one of those games, man, trap games for the Lakers, especially on a back-to-back going up
and
to
no AD
the D.
tonight either.
Yeah, see, and now they're going up to the D. So wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised, if it's one of them deals where they come up a little short. All right, guys, we're going to move on and go to the National Football League, and of course, we're going out to the Pacific Northwest. Some very sad news and troubling news coming out of Seattle. Chad Wheeler, the offensive lineman, been in the league 3 years. Started here in New York with the Giants. Played out there with the Seahawks. Domestic violence picked up on that. did bond out. Now it's up to the NFL and what they're going to do. You do see players speaking out about what Chad did, beat up his girlfriend, 911 calls and things of that nature. Um, really, girl could have died. And he talked about it, how she got up basically, out of, basically just awoke. And he's like, wow, you're still alive. Like, and look, there's some medical issues there with the bipolar, disorder and how he's not been on his meds and things of that nature, allegedly, according to the victim there. I just want to get you guys' thoughts on Chad Wheeler, the big offensive lineman, 6'7", 300+ pounds. She's 5'9", a buck 40. There's some racial overtones as well. We've seen what happened to black players if they put their hands on a white woman. This girl could have definitely died. I mean, you've seen the pictures on it. She was in bad shape, man. Very, very bad shape. We'll start with you, D-Dubs. This is your team, the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh yeah. Unfortunate, terrible situation. She's lucky to be alive.
She is.
I believe he, in his mental state, he was trying to kill her. It's the graces of God that she was able to wake up, get to the bathroom, lock the door, and call someone, call family, called 911.
And when 911 picked up and the police got there, he was still over her.
Yeah, he got into the bathroom. He broke
into
the bathroom.
We got her because he wanted her to bow down to him. So
right. It's a terrible situation, and I'm seeing all kinds of things on social media, and people are in an uproar. I don't know. I see remarks by Des Bryant, which I don't know, but
that is a totally different thing. But we did get his response as well. He did tweet some stuff out, and it was a lame apology, by the way. But go ahead.
My bottom line is this. I just think the hypocrisy to me is killing me, because all I keep seeing today, people are digging Ray Rice's name up. Ray Rice is sitting somewhere going, damn, why is my ear burning? Why are people talking about Ray Rice? Ain't got nothing to do with this. This guy has a mental issue. He's bipolar, and he wasn't taking his meds. But of course,
do we know that for sure? That's alleged, and that could be the case. But I mean, I don't want to get into that lane of excuse making.
It's not excusing, but here's my problem. Everything in this country is racial. Nothing can ever happen with athletes without there be some kind of racial undertone. So now everybody's talking about, oh, y'all better treat him like y'all treated Ray Rice. It's not the same situation. You can't lump everything together. Ray Rice had video. Kareem Hunt, there was video. Greg Hardy, where was that same energy when Greg Hardy beat up his girlfriend? There was pictures of that. He threw his girl, he was convicted in North Carolina. He threw his girl on a bed. I don't remember hearing the same energy.
That is true, but
I don't remember.
Did you see the pictures of that young lady?
Oh, absolutely. I posted it on my Facebook. I saw the pictures.
I don't need video, dude. I mean, she was within a hair of losing her life.
Brutality is brutality at the end of the day. But this notion that the media is sweeping this under the rug, we're not talking about it. I'm like, where the hell you guys been? It's been everywhere.
No, I'm going to push back a little bit. I'm going to remind you when I was in Boston how people used to talk about the steroid era, right? Barry Bonds hit number 748 when I was at Fenway in 07. So he was about 8 or 7 away from there. Totally different. The furor about Barry Bonds as opposed to Roger Clemens, both guys pretty much admitted steroid users. It's just the energy behind it, man.
Did Bonds admit it? Did Bonds ever admit?
Dude, I mean, but I'm just saying, it's just the energy. It's the furor. It's the the fervor nature of it, man.
We should be angry that a woman was assaulted.
All the time is what I'm saying.
But that's not what I'm seeing from my people. Mostly, they upset that it was a white guy that did it. Let's be real.
Well, sure, but also that
you should have the same energy, whether it be black, white, and that's my problem.
I do agree with that. But there's also some factual basis behind this too, which is it is a little bit different for our African American athletes. They do get judged a little bit differently. They do. I mean, the assumption of guilt and just all of that stuff, man. I mean, it's just, we all know the stereotypes. Oh, big bad, black guy. They can't control themselves. All that stuff that we've known and we've sort of grown up with. That's my problem. Look, you're right. Wrong is wrong. Put your hands on a woman, you gotta sit down, dog. Gotta sit down.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Period.
I think
But you didn't even get his daggone mugshot. That's the problem that I had too. That's another part of the justice system that I've got a problem with. No
well
mugshot.
well
He
as I
can't
was
just kill this damn girl. And
true
we
true.
see shots of him in his uniform. We
Mhm.
just show pictures of him smiling and things of that nature.
Right.
It's like Dylan Roof. Kill 9 people, walk out. You want to go to BK, man? Come on, let's go.
Now, as I was saying to someone, I had a conversation with someone else earlier. You know, sometimes it's the level of the who the person is. This guy is nobody. He's not even a star in the league.
It's the allegations, man. I don't care who you are. It's the
Yeah,
allegation.
but we all know in the media, if this was a starting player on a big time player, we would have heard about it maybe faster. Even with the Ray Rice thing, it was TMZ that got that video. That thing happened how long ago?
Some truth
Before
to that. Absolutely.
before TMZ got a hold of it.
I think about the kicker with the Giants. I remember he was still on the team. It's like, I forget his name, but the kicker with the Giants, he just skated. Now, eventually they did get rid of him, but it was like for a whole year, he just pretty much skated. And it's like they were trying to figure out what to do. It's like, dude, his girl has a Facebook post. She's saying this.
Right. And then also with this whole thing, it was the girlfriend that said he's bipolar. He had not been taking his meds. Yeah. So for me to read that people
this happened last Friday, by the way.
Friday.
The
and so for people to come out now and say, "Oh, we're not buying that excuse," one is not an excuse. It was the victim said this. It wasn't him.
No, it's
the victim. So people are acting like he can't be sick. He can't have bipolar. Now I researched this earlier today. He had another episode when he was at USC, where I wish I had it in my phone right now. Where he had an episode at USC where the police had to, deal with him.
Josh Brown was the kicker with the Giants.
So this is not the first time that this has happened with this particular guy.
Sure. No, and I don't want to belittle the diagnosis, being bipolar. We're definitely sensitive to that, but it's like
I don't think so.
It's always,
I don't think so.
I don't think no one's really belittling. They just think it's convenient. That's all.
Man. All I've been seeing all day is like, oh, they're using the bipolar thing. It's like, and nobody believes that this guy can be bipolar. And it made me think of the lady that was in Connecticut that drove down to DC and they shot her when she breached the White House fencing, and she got shot and she was killed. And I remember.
Oh, you mean inside the Capitol a few weeks ago?
No. A couple of years ago.
Oh, a couple of years ago. Oh, okay.
There was a woman.
Talking about the right. Okay.
Yep.
She breached it and had her daughter in the back seat of the car,
Yeah.
and they shot. And I do remember there was a lot of sympathy. She didn't have a medication. It was a totally different atmosphere around that. With bipolar, we talked about mental health. We blamed the police and all this other stuff. Now.
Well, a guy just got picked up the other day, 70-year-old down there with a gun with 20 clips and with 20 bullets, and car in the middle of the street. He got arrested, and the judge let him go. Sent them back to wherever he's from, South Carolina, whatever. He was there on January 6th. We can talk on and on and on about this. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here? Good points, though, Duran. I do give you that. There are some solid and salient points there. But still, it's a convenient excuse, man. Your thoughts on here on this, hey, Willie?
I think for me, it's when you see this stuff, this is something that, as a society that we should not take lightly. And as you said, Larry, regardless if you put your hands on a woman, you got to sit down. And I think too, for me, one of the things that I look at, and I'm just taking athletic examples and so to your point about how things are covered and sometimes there being differences. I remember with the Rams, Leonard Little had some issues with drunk driving and someone lost their life. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then around the same time, Danny Heatley, who was an NHL All-Star, had the same issue. And he had the same issue and he was in Atlanta, and there were no, Mothers Against Drunk Driving out there picketing and protesting when Danny Heatley would show up at any arena. So the energy is different. It is different. And the things that, us, and I'm being an apologist for us, and I'm totally admitting that when I make this point. But part of the reason why we are so sensitive to race issues now is because this is one of the few times, if not the only time in my lifetime, where the lane was actually open, where people can actually speak about it. Because the expectation is there's an issue here that we didn't create, and now we didn't create, and the ramifications of that issues we have to internalize. And so now it's open where people can speak about it, and it makes people very, very sensitive. And they look at it as, this is my time to speak up for all those times I couldn't speak up, and for on an issue that we didn't create.
It's like racism. Like, it's like white people.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not our problem. You guys are oppressing. Why do you want the oppressed to figure it out?
That's what I'm saying, right? And so that's to me, that's one thing. But there is a different type of energy behind things, and I can't deny that. I mean, case in point, when the young man had the issue at Stanford, what he did to that young lady, the swimmer.
Yep.
And the judge, and he got a few months, and the judge distinctly said, I don't want to throw this young man's life away. Because when oftentimes, especially in this system, because of the racial divide that's been created, because of the system that we live in, the people that actually judge us see us as different than they see, and this goes into the entertainment industry as well. Case in point, when we were young, the coming of age movies were Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right? Our coming of age movies are Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. So what happens is, when that is pushed on people, and it's pushed on people that don't have to interact with us to have a certain type of opinion about us, they see that on TV, they hear that in the music, they see that at the theater, and they think that's how we are.
Yeah, but they love the culture, boy.
Right, no question.
And that's Clubhouse. Look at Clubhouse using African Americans to make that app pop off. But yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
Right.
So that goes back to what we are putting out there, what we are portraying in our movies. So isn't that a problem for some of the writers?
It is a problem for some of the writers, but you know what else is a problem for as well?
But they are our stories as well.
True.
Yeah, but it's other people's stories as well also. But it's not just us. But you know what else it indicates as well, D? The other thing it indicates as well is when you start talking about distribution and all those things, and it's starting to change a little bit now, because we have Tyler Perry. We have one person, right? We have that. But what it speaks to as well is, and this is coming from a person that before I went into sports, I thought I was going to work in entertainment. I interned at DreamWorks for a few years as well, because I thought I wanted to be in movies, right? What it also speaks to as well is, what do I have to write if I want to get paid, because I don't control the vehicle in which these movies are presented to us, right? So let's take hip hop. We're both hip hop heads, D. So you say you like old school hip hop. I say I love it as well, right? It's the reason why our people that were great lyricists, if they want to live in the entertainment industry now, you know what they got to do? They got to act. They can't rap anymore, because the vehicle that they have to go to in order to push their music is not signing for them. It's not checking for them when they talking about upliftment and all those things, because the bigger issue is we don't control the way that these messages are disseminated. That's the bigger issue.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. And look, I don't want to minimize what Duran was saying. He's got a very, very good point there. I'm on board with it, but just being, keep it a buck, as the kids like to say, and keep it 100. Like we talked about it, there's a different energy. I mean, that's all. I mean, wrong is wrong, right? And when it's wrong, call it out. Right. Don't give me too many excuses. Yes, I understand the diagnosis. Bipolar, it's a very serious disease. I hope he gets help. That's why I put that in the group chat. Look, it's sad. He needs to get help, but he also needs to be held accountable for this. That young lady almost died. Let's not forget about that.
No one said that he's not going to be held accountable.
Okay.
But I mean, let the process... Let the process work itself out.
Yeah,
and what I'm seeing,
Ray Rice was raked over the coals right at the beginning. Ain't no coming back from that. This guy ain't being raked over the coals.
Ray Rice told the truth. He told Bashadi and his head coach the truth. It wasn't until because he only got like 2 game suspension
at the beginning.
It wasn't until that video popped up.
I'm talking about once the video came out. Yes, exactly.
It was over. It was a wrap, because you cannot unsee what you saw.
I cannot unsee that girl's face either. Right. I don't have video of it, and I'm like, this guy should not be playing anytime soon.
He's not playing.
Okay, but then I think we're on the same. But the fact that it's even out there, like,
But if you read some of the stuff I've been reading today, this thing just it happened Friday.
Sure.
But it came to light maybe 24 hours ago or something like that.
Late Monday.
Yeah,
No, Tuesday.
Tuesday, right? So it's been 48 hours.
Mhm.
People are acting like he's gonna walk or something. You
Right.
let the process work itself out
Fair enough.
before
Fair
you
enough.
start throwing out these cards.
Fair enough.
You know.
Yeah, but it's the apology. I need to get myself together, which he does.
So what do you want him to say? No attrition, no remorse.
He really didn't mention the victim hardly at all. I'd like to hear more about that. I'd like to see more contrition. Absolutely. Yeah. You
I
did
think
something very heinous, dude. Yeah.
I think to your point, LO, I think what
quickly.
we do is what you were saying about we pick and choose, right? Where we want to deep dive and peel off the layers and say, well, it's because of this. Like D was saying, it's because of that, it's because of this, it's because of that. And that's what I was getting to the point when I was saying.
Yeah, what about these kids out there doing and committing crimes because they ain't got no daddy at home? Or no
that's what
mom
I'm
at home,
saying.
Or no
Right.
school. Right? No,
They're just menaces to
throwing their
society.
ass behind the bar.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. They're menaces to society because again,
they're predators and super predators.
That's it. That's the point. That's the point.
We'll leave it right there, and that's all I'm saying. I mean, like wrong is wrong. I mean, that's all. But I do want him to get some help. I do. But also, like, he better not be near any NFL team, no time soon.
He's not.
Probably
First
ever.
off, he was a free agent to begin with.
Sure.
He wasn't under contract.
Sure.
And the Seahawks are not bringing him back. The guy played in 5 games for them all year, and he doesn't.
Let's let the NFL step up then. And I have not seen a lot of coverage on it. Good Morning Football tapes at SNY. They went 3 hours today, and Nate had to bring it up in the last 50 seconds today.
Well, whatever happened to like getting all the facts and finding out what the hell happened? And
they don't do that for us. You know that, Derwin. They don't do that for us. What is it? Innocent until proven guilty. I would love guilty, and you got to prove your innessence.
Well, give me some examples. You're going to say that
400 damn years. Pick and choose.
No, just give me an example.
Every damn black man that's walking.
I'm talking about something similar to what we're talking about right now.
What do you mean something similar?
Ray Rice, Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt.
Greg Hardy.
Those are the
There's
main.
been countless cases of domestic violence.
Geis from Washington, Darius Geis.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice mugshot and everything. It was on.
Well,
yeah, it was like criminal. Get him. This was a little different. That's all. It was just a little different. Now we'll probably reach the same conclusion, which I pray that's what we all get, which is justice in this case, especially for the young lady. But I'm just saying the energy and how it's been rolled out, totally different. Go look at Darius Geis, mugshot. This guy smiling out in SoCal. Those are the pictures and images that we're getting. And we all know what the media does and how things are portrayed. So that's all. That's all. Dylan Roof, you want some Burger King? That's all. And that's the problem that I have. So we'll keep it moving. But you are technically right in your assessment. I mean, look, you make some good points. And you're right when it comes to at the end of the day, the bottom line is he'll probably never play another down. Only because his ass ain't no good. Half of it. That's half the reason.
Well, I feel like at the end of the day, he's going to pay for what he did. There will be consequences, but in due time. It ain't going to happen tomorrow, but in due time.
It would be interesting to see if he was a star white player and see how this would go. Because you're right, I think classism comes into play as well, because it's not about black and white sometimes it's about rich and poor, haves and have-nots as well. So there's a lot at play here. We can't delve into all of it, but you're absolutely right on that issue. Keep it in the NFL. David Culley, Texans new head coach, spent last year with the Baltimore Ravens, passing game coordinator, wide receivers coach. Spent some time with Andy Reid. Also spent some time with the Eagles as well. So he's been around the bend. Third African American coach in the National Football League now. He's not going to probably have his quarterback. It's a dumpster fire down there with the Houston Texans right now. Look, if they can barely win 4 games with Deshaun Watson playing at an MVP type level, Pro Bowl level, leading the league in passing level, I feel sorry for David Culley. I'm glad he's got the job. I just hope to make an edge. No, look, he's making this. I want him to succeed. I want him to succeed. Eric Bieniemy just went to 3 straight conference championship games and 2 Super Bowls in a row, and he's still on the staff. And Andy Reid did say he's a little sad about that. But look, I do want to see him get a fair shake here.
Well,
So I
he's going
hope
to
they
get
give
at
him
least 5 years. He's
Yeah,
going
I
to get
know.
at least
Yeah.
with no quarterback. He's going to get at least 5 years.
Would you be willing to put money on that? I was going to say maybe 3,
He's going to
maybe
get
hell 2.
Come on, man.
It's different for us, dude. It's different.
Nah, see, there we go again.
It is,
On.
but it is. I know you want to live in this utopian state, and I do too, brother. I do. But
why take the job? Why take the job? If you already know
there's only 32 of them, Derwin.
Wait for another opportunity.
Hell no. Okay, Eric.
Oh, so you can't have it, as A. Willie said, you can't have it both ways.
Derwin,
you can't have it both ways.
Derwin, we both work on TV, and we're both damn good at what we do, right? Yep. I've seen your work. You're a really good brother. Yep. Smart, articulate, got the energy, deliveries on freaking point. And we all know about Larry Ridley. He can do his thing too behind the mic.
Yep.
I know some people on TV suck ass.
Not better than y'all, no question.
Can't even hold our jock straps.
Facts.
Probably making more money, got better opportunities. It's about opportunities. That's all, Derwin. Yeah. Opportunities. He got an opportunity with one of the worst teams in the league once they lose their quarterback.
Oh, man.
There you go. Have fun. Good luck. Have fun, man. That's our saying. Me and Coach K, that's our saying for the last few years. Good luck, have fun, man.
He's going to get an opportunity.
He's going to get an opportunity to do
build
what?
it up.
Finish in last place in the AFC South.
Hold on. So you've already you're throwing dirt on him already. You don't know what he could come up with. You don't know how he can rally the troops. Give a man a chance.
J.J. Watt on his last leg. Defense wasn't very good.
Maybe they find a diamond in the rough in the fourth round.
You got a top 3 or 4 quarterback, and you can't win.
Like Russell Wilson. Maybe they find somebody. If they make the trade, sure. Maybe you get a quarterback back in the trade.
I agree. No. I mean, look, to be optimistic, yes. But will they allow him to see it through is what I'm saying.
I think so. He's going to get a pass.
You think?
The same thing with Ron Rivera in Washington. Washington can't fire him, even if they didn't make the playoffs.
They went to the playoffs.
Exactly, but I'm saying
they won the division.
In the beginning, in the summer,
with no quarterback.
Listen,
basically.
In the summer when we were talking about it, when all this negative stuff was flowing around that team, the name change, and we said, he's going to get a pass because of all the other stuff outside of football that he has to deal with.
Yeah, but
he's going to get 5 years.
He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to multiple playoff appearances. He's a little more established, so that's a little different. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here, man, on David Culley. Good point, though, Darren. I hear you.
I certainly hope that he gets that.
You think he getting 5 years? You think he getting 5 years? And they suck?
I don't. And here's why I say that, because I've lived this life, right?
Kevin, write that down. Hold this clip. Hold this clip.
Let me finish. Let me finish my point, right? I'm saying this because I've lived this life, right? Because I look at the Phoenix Suns and I look at what they're doing.
Black. Of course you live this life.
Right. but even so, here's how it works in this industry, right? So I'm going to do what I'm even going to just totally just say, you know what? Let's not even focus on this race. I'm going to talk about how this industry works because I've lived this, right? You come into a situation that's rebuilding, and there's this talk about, we're going to give you some time to rebuild and all these things. Let's talk about this. Billionaires, because they can throw money at issues and make them go away, are the most impatient people that we know in sports.
Yeah.
Very impatient, right? So they say that, but then how it works in reality is that as you're going through this rebuild and it becomes painful, they get impatient. They have rabbit ears. They're listening to the fans. And they become irrational, right? And so in a couple of years, they move on from you. And now, again, I can say I live this because in Phoenix, we were building through the draft. We didn't see it through. Now, the vast majority of players that they have, with them being a credible team now, the vast majority of those players on that roster, I helped draft. So that's how it works for anybody. You get there, right? You get there,
Chucky.
Yeah, and you do the rebuild, and you don't get you
don't get to reap the rewards.
And you don't get to reap the rewards. That's how it works for almost anybody when you take one of those jobs. And then when you couple in the fact that everything that we keep hearing in Houston is, and I hope it changes, but everything we keep hearing in Houston is everything above the coach is dysfunctional, which is why Deshaun wants to leave. right?
Especially
So
with the guy from the Patriots, the
right, and
Easterby or
the
Easter, yeah, Jack Easterby or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, that's all we hear. It's all dysfunctional. That's all we hear. So if that's the culture, right, and that was part of the thing, and maybe they righted the ship in Washington, but that was the deal in Washington. Always changing coaches. It's all dysfunctional above the coach and the GM. It's above them. And so they bring you in, you do the rebuild, and you're going, this is our plan. You go to it, you don't see it through. Those players start matriculating and maturing, and you don't get to eat the steak. That's
Wouldn't
how
the
it works.
Bears love to have Lovie Smith? Hell, at least he went to a Super Bowl.
Right. That's
Wouldn't they
how it
love
works.
to have him? What about Jim Caldwell? Lost
Yeah.
after going 9-7 in Detroit.
9-7.
That's a miracle.
Well, I'll say with
He
my
had a
Raiders.
winning record in Detroit, and
hey.
they let his ass go.
So I'll say with my Raiders,
let
right?
him go too.
I'll say,
okay.
And
hey,
Lovie Smith.
I'll say with my Raiders, the Raiders fired Arshell after he was
Arshell.
10-6.
Yeah.
10-6 and fired him. Like, so
How many years did he coach Arshell for the Raiders?
I can't remember, but then he got another chance and they fired him again.
Proud of him.
Right. So I just say that because that's how it works for anybody. And then it is a different playing field for us. It really is.
But Chucky gets 10 years and 2 losing records.
Yeah.
2 losing seasons.
He can be on TV for 10 years and come back and be the highest paid coach in the NFL.
It's Vegas. It's
How it is.
showtime. It's
Yeah,
Vegas. He's been
showtime.
on
How it
TV.
is.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell have they shown?
Tickets.
What have they shown in Vegas?
Listen.
What have they shown? Maybe they can win 7 games.
Well, hold
Go ahead,
on.
Coach Jay.
Vegas, the city itself it's showtime. It's about the show.
Roll the dice on a brother. Since y'all want to show and gamble out there, roll the dice on a brother. Go ahead, Coach.
All these examples apply except to Cincinnati. You hold on to the cheap contract.
Yeah.
What do you guys think he'll be successful though? Like I think
I
he's got
hope,
no
man.
shot,
I hope.
I hope so, but I'm my dude.
That-
my expectations are very, very low for him. They are.
That management
They
piece
are.
has to change. That's got to change, man. That's got to
It's-
change.
But
It's
Larry,
not pretty down there.
But it probably won't change anytime soon. But Larry, you just said.
I mean, the
Ron Rivera-
attitude, D. The attitudes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So Ron Rivera, he did a lot with no quarterback.
Pretty much, he did.
I mean, so why can't this?
Defense came of age.
Yeah.
Finally. Yeah.
Mhm.
Great.
They
point.
got, they got
but
like
look-
4 first-round draft picks on the line.
I was
But
about
D-
to say. It's about
But
time.
look at that, D.
Mhm.
Look what's had to happen for Ron Rivera to have juice and to be able to flex. They had some, allegations going on within the organization. They had the things going on with their name. It took all of this crazy stuff for Daniel Snyder to stand down. That's what I'm saying, right? If all of this crazy stuff wasn't going down, Daniel Snyder would not stand down, and that still would be dysfunctional.
Sure.
He is standing down because he got buffaloed into standing down.
But listen, the same thing could happen in Houston because if your quarterback leaves, you got to explain that to that fan base.
Yeah. I hope it does.
So someone got to stand down in Houston.
I hope it does. That's what I'm saying. That's got to change if he's going to be successful. That's what I'm saying.
Well, and they hired him knowing that I don't think Deshaun Watson signed off on this, so it's going to be interesting to watch that move, and we'll see where Deshaun goes.
He gone.
Oh, yeah, pretty much is
He gone.
You got to, like I said with Hardy, you got to move him at
Yeah.
this point.
At this point, you're absolutely right.
You gotta move him.
Keeping it in the NFL, you were talking about he gone. Eli was gone. Actually, a year ago to the date, maybe yesterday, I think. I think it was January 28th or 27th of last year, I think, when he technically retired. So basically gone a calendar year. He wants back with the Giants. No, he's not going to be quarterback. That is Daniel Jones' spot for now. But he wants to come back as an ambassador, talk to the one of the co-owners. I guess we can call him owner. He's actually co-owner, but John Mara, Steve Titch, one of the co-owners as well. They spoke about it. He's been talking to, coaches, film guys, people inside of the organization, wants to come back and do some stuff. I could see that. I could see Eli like, yeah, I'm good. I set out a year. This is a little boring. He's itching. Still has something to give. Has a great eye, great ear as well. I'd love to have him in the organization. I think it'd be great. I don't know what they could do. Maybe put him in, player personnel or something. But I guess they're saying technically some sort of ambassador. Your thoughts on that, Willie, with Eli coming back?
Man, anytime you could go work for a team and you get to be in football operations, in this case, you get to go work for a team and your job isn't based on wins and losses or based on somebody being, irrational above you. You can outlast all that stuff. Man, you go get that check. Right. So I'm happy to. I think he can also help. He can help. What do they call him? Danny Dimes. He can help him as well. right? You know, as a mentor and things of that nature. So, and he's not so far removed from the game where there's this disconnect, like, oh man, your generation, like
Sure.
you know, he's still fresh in it. So I think he can have an impact and have some influence on the team. So I like it. Good for him, man.
Yeah, and he's beloved in the organization.
Yeah.
Gerwin, you like this, Eli coming back? As
Absolutely.
long as he doesn't get that itch to play, I'm good with it. Let him do whatever he wants to do.
He's a Manning. I mean,
Sure.
yeah, he being in that front office and however he can help out the organization would be great. He's, you know, wait, I say oof.
No. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, D. I'm sorry. I just saw Cicely Tyson just
Cicely
passed.
Tyson
I'm sorry.
passed at
I'm
96.
sorry. I'm sorry,
R.I.P.
D.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Cicely Tyson. I was going to mention
Yeah.
that. Then.
My bad, D.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem.
Award-winning actress, absolutely.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. But anyway, can help the organization. It's obvious he's bored at home and he still has the itch and he wants to be a part of the Giants organization. I think that's a good thing because, towards the end of the year before, he was his streak was broken. He was kind of forced out. It seemed like they didn't want him. So it's good to see that these two, the organization and him, can come together and kind of give him a title or something, and he could just be a part of the organization. He was just a great quarterback for so long for the Giants. Won 2 Super Bowls,
Absolutely.
so this is great to see.
Yeah, with that name and the legacy that he leaves, borderline Hall of Famer, probably will get in because he had the 2 Super Bowl wins. But hey, only quarterback beat Tom Brady twice in a Super Bowl. So
I say, if you have 2 Super Bowls, you win. You quarterback, you win.
My thing is, it's like any other Hall of Fame argument. If you got to think about it, you're probably not a Hall of Famer, and I do at least have to think about it. I
don't.
There's some demerits there. It's like, I think he literally finished right at 500, or literally
he did.
A tick below. Was it right at 500?
It was. I think it was 500.
It's literally 500, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And his numbers are they're pretty good, but it's like, dude, he went to the playoffs like literally 2 or 3 times.
After, yeah.
I think he didn't make the playoffs I want to say 6, 7 times.
Yeah.
That's a lot if you're that guy.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get in though.
I think he is too. I think he is too.
I think his last 5 years they didn't go to maybe 1 playoff in his last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 years, 1 playoff in 6 years because 11 he went all the way through 19. Shit, one playoff in 8 years, 9 years. Ew. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think Russell Wilson could go 8 out of 9 and not make it to the playoffs? So that's what I mean by it's a close call. Probably gets in, but dude, it ain't first ballot and it's not surefire. That's for sure.
Does Phillip Rivers get in? That's the same class.
I know.
Roethlisberger's got 2, so he's in.
He's in.
Rivers is in that same boat. Because there's some people that think that he might not be a whole.
That's a close one.
Yeah.
Eli over Phillip though.
Yeah. Well, he has the rings.
He's got the rings. He's got the rings.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Get real quick before we get out of here. GameStop guys, weird story. Ooh. Have you noticed their stock has gone up 2,500%? You got these big wigs. You got the stock, the trading and things like that. You saw Reddit, all of that good stuff. My problem with this is, look, it's going to crash. Point blank, it's going to crash. We all know it. But hell, they do it on Wall Street all the time. So what's the difference? Why do the hedge funds and the hedge funds managers, they get to play around with our lives and our economy? These small little cats, they get together and band together, and it's a damn problem. And that's the problem I got, but I'm also I'm glad that they're saving them because this thing is going down. It's crashing. It's a freaking meteor. Wall Street can see it literally right over the bridge over here. Look, GameStop, it's Blockbuster, man. It's just, you look at their valuation, it ain't very good. It ain't. It just is, with what's going on in 2021. Your thoughts on this? It's I'm torn because I'm I like the fact that the little guys got together. I don't like that they tore them down, but I'm also I'm glad that Reddit and some of these Robinhood, some of these other people, they put a stop to this because people are going to get hurt. People can make some money, but people are going to lose some money because GameStop. There's a reason why the stock was damn low. And it is what it is. Your thoughts on this? We'll start with you, D-Dubs. Dagwood.
Well, I don't care for GameStop. I was just telling my wife today. She's like, why you don't like GameStop? Because when I trade in my damn game, they want to give
They
me
give you
$2
$3.
and
$3.
sell it for
Facts.
20. I ain't
Exactly.
fooling with them.
D,
I hope
if
they
I
go
could high
under.
five, if I could high five you through the screen, I would, family. Yeah.
We all would show that. You know why? Because we
Yeah.
all got kids.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why.
Ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah.
So I mean, I think the government's going to look into this, and it might not happen today, but I think there might be some repercussions down the road for what they were doing. So we'll see.
Hey, Willie, that stock went up 2,500%, dude.
Yeah.
That
Hey.
is ridiculous, dude.
Hey, and speaking of, D, you just said something that sparked a thought in my mind when you said something about the government, man. Did you see how Ted Cruz and AOC was
Together on
really petty
this.
about this?
Yeah.
They were, but then did you see what she tweeted?
Yeah, she was like,
Yeah.
I would be with you until you guys tried to kill me.
Weeks ago, that's what she said.
exactly.
So the best thing you could do is resign, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
AOC
did.
was greasy with it. I was like,
saw it.
whoa, right?
Yeah, some
So,
big shade, absolutely.
Yeah. So, it's. Yeah, like you said, Larry, it's good to see, people banding together and saying for all the instances that this did happen and they were able to skate through, people were actually saying, no, we're not going to let it happen this time. And what I started thinking about again is how many times, and I consider myself a person that pays attention to this stuff, and I think to myself, how many times did this go under the radar without us even knowing about it? And and it's just like it's similar to some of these incidents that we've seen where it's like, yeah, people say that they happen, they say that they happen, they say that they happen, but people don't believe it until it's on video. Right. So I look at this and I'm like, man, how many other instances did this happen besides GameStop and AMC as well, that we just didn't know about, we weren't aware of, and somebody went and made millions or billions. So, again, what it speaks to as well, LL, is the point that you made when we were talking about some of the issues is it's about class a lot of times, and
It is.
haves and have-nots, and because we live in the only country in the world where education, healthcare, and incarceration are big businesses, and that leads to exploitation and things of that nature. And it's a shame, and hopefully we can do better.
Yeah. It's weird, dude. Like it's gone from, popular on the internet and on social media to like wall to wall coverage on
Yeah.
CNN, MSNBC. I saw it on all of the the broadcast stations. Very, very strange to see everybody. I'm like, because I saw it the other day. I'm like, why is actually Monday, Tuesday it was starting to come out. I'm like,
Yeah.
why is GameStop? Why are they talking about GameStop?
Yeah.
I walk by my GameStop all the time. Ain't no damn body in there.
Because they did
Yeah.
they did a deal with Compete Forever. That's why it started going up.
Oh no,
Yeah.
but Larry, okay, so basically it was you
Go ahead.
can see. I think because of like all the influxes of like apps like Robinhood,
Yeah.
all these like especially in the pandemic, people were just home, like all right,
Yeah, stockpiled all that.
day
Yep.
trading,
Yeah,
new
day
day
trading.
traders.
Day
So
trading.
so
Facts.
now people were doing research on the Reddit group. They had a little stock club and stuff, and people.
But they were like at the beginning they were rooting for them to fail, which
You can see,
They were.
you can see the hedge funds. You can see
the hedge funds were.
where
Exactly.
what they're planning to do, what stocks
Yep.
they're trying to short.
Right.
So
Yep.
the first stock was AMC, was GameStop. Now it's AMC and it's some other stock or whatever. But you could see them doing it. So
Yeah.
they're like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing.
Right.
So
We're not gonna
we'll-
let y'all do that to us.
So what we're
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
as a group, we're gonna do this, and it kind of snowballed. And even Elon Musk got in on the act. He was like,
did.
yeah,
Yeah,
everyone
He
do it.
did.
And now all these hedge funds are going to be losing billions of dollars. So and then
And they-
now some out of spite,
Yeah.
some of these guys are going to hold on to the stock. They're not even going to
Yep.
sell it.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
Strange times, man, and strange bedfellows too.
It's gambling, man.
But,
Yeah.
but politics do that. Yeah, politics
Yeah.
do
It's
that.
gambling.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Real quickly, Compete Forever on Black News Channel this weekend. Episode 35, Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern as well. Both days, Saturday and Sunday. Black News Channel, nationally, 65, 70 million homes. DirecTV, AT&T, Dish Network, Comcast, Xfinity, Spectrum and Charter Cable Systems. Episode 35, season 54 of the Compete Forever Madden League this weekend. To be myself, Doran Worrell, Dagwood doing a hell of a job there, keeping me and Jay
Facts.
straight.
Yes, sir.
Jay Alford, the Super Bowl champ, his little first foray into Madden. He did a pretty good job. Love to have him back. I think we're going to have Brandon Bell next week, guys, when we do season 55 as well. So Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, only on Black News Channel. Season 54 of the Compete Forever Madden League playoffs, AFC wild card. And then we'll have the NFC wild card, then the divisional round, and then, of course, championship weekend, which is the two championship games, AFC, NFC, and Super Bowl in 3 weeks after that. So any final words, any shout outs from any of you fine guys? Shout out to Kelly. Shout out to OGZ.
Hey, the family. Yeah. The family.
The fam.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I'll say really. I'll say really. Oh, go ahead, D. My bad.
No, I'm good. Just
no, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Snook and Diddy too. Snook and Diddy.
No doubt.
Snook just had a birthday.
She did. Happy birthday, Snook.
Hey.
Snook a book 'em.
I say to y'all, man, I appreciate this platform. I love fellowshipping with y'all, man, and thanks for having me as part of the family, man. I you know, I'm a big give people their flowers guy, man. So good. I appreciate y'all, family.
Throw them flowers out there. I'll take mine. I won't. Got my roses. Take the roses. Yeah. Shout out throw them roses to my guy back in the back, doing all he can, pushing all the right buttons. Coach K. Waiting on that Black News Channel check tomorrow, baby.
Checking the email. Checking the mailbox.
Don't come in the mailbox. Straight to the day I go on account, baby. Straight to the account, baby.
I'm waiting on the text. Right. I'm waiting on the text.
You waiting on the text? It's how much we get to split, baby. Shout out to Coach K pushing all the right buttons. Of course, D-Dub and my guy, Dagwood, Karnewski, Iverson's sister, absolutely, and Antonio Williams, undisclosed bunker. In the Metroplex, DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Larry Ridley, SNY TV, NBC Sports, Madden NFL, NBA 2K League. Shout out also to the baby doll, Jess. Good seeing you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you this weekend. Matter of fact, I'll call you in a little bit. Let's get out of here. See you guys Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here. More Esports Extra. The only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and gaming. Don't be looking at me like that. What's that for, Coach K? Darwin? Antonio? Get out of here, man. End the show. Bye.